Okay, this is Frank, and I'm going to be your host today. We have Jeff Schwartz monitoring, so if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. If you have any questions that you need answered, Jeff will either answer them or bring them to my attention, and then I'll answer them for you. And later on, we're going to be talking a little bit about credit sterilization. Jeff is our department head on credit sterilization. So Jeff, before I get going, can you see my screen? Tell me what's on it. Unmute yourself, Jeff, and
yeah. It says Wednesday, 11/27.
Okay, then we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to be flying through this presentation because this is a little bit of follow-up or color in. We went over this CIAP last week, and we're going to go over it again and again in one-on-one training, but you have to really understand it. So I'm going to be moving a little bit quick, and I also want to give some time because I want to talk about the credit sterilization. That could be a multi-million-dollar product in and of itself. So I do want to give it some time today, and then we'll do an in-detailed training on it later on. So let's get going. CIAP and you, how does it benefit you? We are entering into an era where information is king. It's called the information age. The more information you possess, the more power you possess. But only if you use it. And that's what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to teach you not only what we do, how we do it, but we also want to help you and mentor you in actually implementing it. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't act upon that knowledge, it's not going to do you or us or anybody else any good. So we're going to be helping you, mentor you, helping you make the decisions to do the things that are necessary to bring in the sales for you. Many of you have already taken the first steps to becoming an ezPro-Agent, and for that I applaud you. It's a very simple process. The first step is simply to subscribe to the, I have to mute everyone. I'm getting a little background noise. Mute all. Yes. Okay. Just unmute yourself when you need to, Jeff, but I was getting some background noise. All right, so it's an easy process to become an ezPro-Agent. We want at least 20 ezPro-Agents right away. And then after that, we'll put them on as they come. Okay, today we'll be taking a sneak peek into the detailed training you'll receive as an ezPro-Agent. Now, we're just scratching the surface. So don't think that this is the deep training. This is just highlights of what we'll be talking about and why it makes so much sense what we're doing and how we are the only ones in the industry doing it. All right, so I talked earlier about CIAP. The C in CIAP stands for credit. Now we have a link right there, and attached to this email, to the invitation email, you have a sheet that has this link on it. You should save that sheet on your hard drive to be used whenever you talk to someone that you're bringing on new to your team as an agent, and also when you want to talk to clients. The CIAP, the C stands for credit, and we have credit identity, credit IQ, and you have a $1 7-day trial. If they can't afford $1, you probably don't have a real client. We have a $27.99 plan that comes with a scorecaster, which means they can project and predict what their scores will be if they do certain things, if they take certain actions. And so this is a real important thing for them to have. Oh, Kimberly's joining us. Yay, Kimberly, welcome. I got to push that off to the side. Okay, the next thing in income is, does your client have the income right now to justify giving them the loan? In other words, are we going to help them or hurt them? So, but what if they don't have the income? Now, if you are a regular loan officer working for any old loan company on the street corner, your answer would be, next. If they don't have the income, you just can't help them. But with Easy Financial, they may have mattress money. With Easy Financial, we're going to teach you to dig for the correct answer. They may give you the right answer to the wrong question. We want to teach you how to ask the right questions, so when you get the right answers to the right question, you now have a client in front of you instead of a suspect. All right, so they may have mattress money. What's that? Well, it may be money that's under their mattress. It's not in their bank account. It's not showing anywhere, but they may have mattress money. And does that count? Yes. With some of the vendors that we have, we don't need any sourcing or seasoning. Most of your competitors out there need to know, where did the money come from, and have you had it for 6 months or more? That's sourcing. Where did it come from? Seasoning. You've had it in your account for 6 months or more. They want to see that, and we don't really care. They may have a rich uncle. If they don't qualify and they don't have the income to buy the piece of property that they're wanting to buy, and you're talking to them, they may have a rich uncle that they can tap into. And that would be perfectly okay with us. Most companies will only let them have a very small amount of money, either seller carryback, seller kickback. That's a bad word, but it's not what you think it means. The seller can give in a discount. It's difficult to explain. But some banks will allow you to have seller money come back to the buyer. Or they could have, with us, they could have a rich uncle who could pay for the whole thing. We don't care. We don't care about the sourcing and seasoning or where the money comes from. And you know what? If they don't have the income, they may have a business line of credit. All right, so the next thing is asset. Does your client have any assets right now to justify giving them the loan? In other words, do they have money in the bank? Do they have real estate? Do they have a retirement account? Do they have stocks and bonds? Does your client have any assets? No. Okay. Again, if you were a standard agent from any other company, you would be saying, next, there's the door. Have a nice holiday. And does your client have any money? How about a credit partner? Oh, yeah, we work with credit partners. Yeah, I didn't say co-signer. We're not looking for a co-signer, because nobody wants to be a co-signer on a car, let alone a house. So, but a credit partner, we explain that in great detail, how your potential client sitting in front of you, you can turn them from a suspect into a client. And how about a business line of credit? Does your client have a business line of credit? That would be considered a really good asset. Let's imagine, if we will, what if he had $75,000 to $100,000 in his left hand? Would you give him the loan then? Yeah, probably. You see, what I'm doing is I'm separating you from everybody else. Everybody else in the industry does what they're supposed to do within the box. Here at Easy Financial, we've been living outside of the box so long, we have no idea what the inside of the box looks like. So does the P in CIAP stands for the property. Does the property they're buying right now justify them getting the loan? Does it appraise? Do you have comps in the area? Is there a business inside of the property? Are the improvements that you're going to do to the property going to make it so valuable we can't help but make it a loan? Maybe not really. So if all of those not reallys take place, do we tell them that? Do we say next? Do we tell them wish them a good holiday and kick them out the door? No. We're trying to show you how you can be different and better than everybody else in the field. So do they have another property is the correct question. And if they say, yes, I've got, as a matter of fact, 3 properties, or I have the house that I'm living in, that's $1 million home, or I have, whatever is available that we can use to cross collateral, we're not going to get rid of this client. We're going to do everything we can do to get them the loan. You see, we make money when we help people. So what if they don't have any of those things? Do they have a business line of credit? Am I creating a pattern here? Am I making you see the secret sauce? Can you see the 8 secret spices of Kentucky Fried Chicken yet? Yes, that's a highly guarded secret, those 8 secret spices of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Before I show you this screen, what I want to do is I want to jump up and show you the attachment that I've attached to this. Which one is it? Is it this one? No, not that one. It came up slightly different than what I'm not used to seeing. Okay. I want to drill into everyone's head how important it is to pre-qualify people. They should all be pre-qualified. So when you're talking to a client and they say that they put down $10,000 and they have to close in 3 days, can you help me? You should prepare them that they might lose their $10,000. We might be able to help them. We might be able to negotiate an extension. But if they had been pre-qualified before they went and did that, there would be no problem, because that avoids disasters. Prior planning prevents poor performance. Okay, so we want to get all of our people pre-qualified. And this is a letter that you can use. This is in your attachment on your invitation. Please save this on your hard drive and use it all the time as a template. So you just fill in the new agent that you're bringing on board, or even the new client. And these are the steps that you need to go through. You need to input the leads into your back office. You need to get the best email and the best phone number to speak to your client about their approval. A lot of people have been declined, so they give bogus phone numbers and bogus emails. But if you're talking about their approval, they're probably going to give you the real deal. I would like everyone to help them do that $1 trial by logging into this link yourselves and then asking them which credit card they're going to use to pay that $1 trial. Don't use your own credit card. Use their credit card, because they may want to swing into the $27.99 per month, and you don't want that coming out of your credit card. You want it coming out of theirs. This is a very, very valuable tool. Once you've got this credit report, save it on your desktop. And when you save it on your desktop, email a copy to them. You get the full credit report. Email a copy to them and drag and drop a copy in your input leads. When you open up your input leads, drag and drop a copy of that over there. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I have it keyed up right there in front of my eyes. No wonder I couldn't find it. All right. So this is your back office. This is input leads. And here is drag a file here.
It's not showing on the screen, Frank.
Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. I want to go to share my screen again. And I want to share that screen. How about that? Is that showing?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. Was the email showing? Was the letter showing?
No, it's the back office form for the input of
okay, but previously when I was going over the attachment letter, was that attachment letter showing?
No.
Okay. All right. So then you didn't see what I was doing. All right. I'm going to have to be careful. All right. So you would get the application and you would drag the credit report here, drop it here. You would drag the driver's license, drop it here, and you might drag some comps of the property and drop it here. You like to have at least those 3 items. The credit report, mandatory. Driver's license, it's good to have so we know that the person we're talking to is the same person. And the property, we need to know that the property is actually available, it's for sale. It could be a purchase and sale you've dropped here, offer to purchase you've dropped here, or comps or an appraisal. You can use any of those things that you've dropped here.
Can I add something, Frank? This is Jeff.
Yes.
It says optional up there. I believe that the reason it says optional is it can be added later, but we got to keep in mind.
Right here. Right.
We got to keep in mind that if you do not drop it in, it will take longer to do the whole process. It'll be delayed.
Absolutely. And I can't find it right here because I'm under pressure. But in this file on this side somewhere, you can upload documents, and I can't seem to find it, so I'm not going to look. But yes, you're right, Jeff. You don't have to stop if you don't have this stuff. You don't have to stop dead in your tracks. You can keep going. And you can come in later on. You can upload the information later on in a number of different ways. I don't see the upload file right there, but in a number of different ways you can upload information here later. So don't let that stop you. You need to put in a great description like 11/27/2019 FA, and then anything that you want to write. This is a very, very big book. You can write all the information. Right here is what I need you to fill out so that I really understand the deal. So you can put as much information as you want in here. This window slides up and down. When you get down to this section, we want you to hit the unsecured financing first. Every single client that we do for every single loan that we have. Did you hear me? Every single client that we do for every single loan that we have, we're going to put them through the unsecured finance first. Why? Because if they're qualified for this one, they're qualified for everything. This is the key. This is the secret sauce. This is the Kentucky Fried Chicken 8 spices. This is it right here. We are going to have our people, and they're going to have $75,000 to $150,000 in their left hand before they ever go shopping for a piece of property. This one, I'm going to just cover it real briefly. If they're less than 1 year old, they consider the startup. We do startups. Your bank does not. Your bank tells them to come back in 2 years. We do startups. You don't even have a business yet? No problem. We do startups. Existing 1 to 2 years, love you. Existing 2 years and over. I've been doing this now for 20 years. Is it more than 2 years? Yes. Then we're going to give you 30% more money than any of these guys would have qualified for. With the exact same qualifications as these guys down here, you'll get 30% more money if you've been in the business over 2 years. All right, now I want to go back to my screen here. I hope that is this showing now, Jeff?
Yes, Unsecured Finance Master Class.
Okay, now I want to try to go back to that wrong one again. Okay, is this showing, Jeff?
Yes.
What's it say?
Pre-qual identity IQ.
Okay, there you go. That's what I wanted.
And it's the attachment that was on your notification for the field.
This is the attachment that was on the notification. It has the explanation of credit, income, asset, and property. I forgot to spell out the word property. The most important thing you want on a first timer is the credit report. Driver's license would be nice. Pay stubs would be nice. Bank statements would be nice, but not necessary. Other property, stocks, bonds, retirement accounts, they may be asked for, but not always. Appraisal, a BPO, accounts in the area is very nice to have. Pictures, pictures, pictures. We absolutely have to have pictures. We're buying a pig in a poke. We are buying properties all over the country. We don't know what that neighborhood looks like, and we don't know what the houses look like. We're buying pictures, pictures, pictures. Got a lot of pictures. Quotes from rehabbers that may come later on, and use of the property. Is it a single family residence? Is it a mixed use property? Is it a commercial building? We need to know that. And what would be the ARV? That's after repair value. Those are the things that we should have on our initial application. All of these things may be required at some point in time, but the three most important would be the credit report, it would be the pictures, and then forget what the third one I just said. I'm sorry, I just said it and it flew out of my mind. Anyway, I want to move along briskly because I do want to give Jeff some time to talk. All right, so let's go back to the presentation. All right, so it's important that we talk about the secret sauce. This is the secret sauce that separates us from everybody else. The Unsecured Finance Master Class is the first step to being an ezPro-Agent. I really am talking to ezPro-Agents from now on. If you're a standard agent, just listen. But if you're an ezPro-Agent, I really want to work with you. I want to work with you more than anything you can imagine. I want your success above everything else. So what are you going to get? A higher level of education. It can be marketed to anyone, leads, agents, real estate investors. It takes the heavy lifting off of your plate. If you buy this Unsecured Financing Masterclass, you learn all of the things that you need to build your team and to train your team. It makes your people better referral sources. It creates others to be better referral sources. It helps to be a better educator, coach, and mentor. That's what we want to be. We want to be your mentor. The target market that we want to go after is, of course, new agents, current and past agents. I will be assigning out, we have over 700 agents. Some of them are active, some of them are sleeping. What I want to do is I want you guys, remember, I'm talking to ezPro-Agents or I'm talking to future ezPro-Agents. We want you to contact the current and the past agents and get them up to speed of what we're doing here at EZ Financial. I do need to make a very big differentiation. EZ Financial works with and is an agent for and a member office for finance agents. But please, 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 don't go back to Trey and ask him for any of the things we're talking about. Trey Sublette is the president of finance agent. Because he's just going to scratch his head and say, what the heck are you talking about? Because they don't have the things that we have. So it's already happened numerous times. So please, let's don't do that, because Trey calls me up and says, what are these people talking about? We don't do those things. I know, but Easy Financial does. Real estate investors are our target market. Real estate groups are our target market. And what is the cost? The cost is $197. The monthly fee is $997. And what do you get for your money? You get the same education that I got as a member office for $20,000. Yeah, $20,000 is what it costs to be a member office. And they didn't give me much of much. I mean, they gave me everything that they give, and I appreciate that. But I've brought all of the rest that you guys are getting privy to. I brought all the rest myself. They do have a social media toolkit, so you can market on social media. You have additional reference sections that don't come as a standard agent. And when you get the $197 investment in yourself, you also get a second seat that you can pass on to a friend or a business associate. And they also have monthly webinars. And here's the first ethical bribe. They'll give you a 20% commission on the first real estate deal that you do. And we also, you're getting it right now, and you get much more of it, private coaching. So it's a $197 investment. The seat is in the professional LMS. I'm not going to open that up because I want to save time for Jeff. We start navigating the course, which is automatically graded, but you navigate it at your own speed. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of time. Well, looks like we're not going to get to talk about. You know what? I'm going to blast through all of this because I want to talk. I want to ask Jeff a couple of questions. Let me just blast through this.
Frank, there's no questions and answers on the screen yet, so I presume nobody had a question.
Okay.
Or a comment.
Well, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to leave this up. I'm going to real quickly say that we do have an ethical bribe, and the first one is if you take action today, sign up for the Unsecured Finance Master Class. We will give you the second seat free. So anyone you want to bring with you, they can have the second set free. You can split the price of $197, or you can sell it outright and you take yours free. Ethical bribe number 2 is if you take action today, you earn double the standard commission on your first $1,000 deal. Your first deal would be $2,000. We reward action takers and we tolerate procrastinators. So that link up above is already on your invitation. And Jeff, for the last few minutes, I want to ask you, can you give me a brief description of what is the credit sterilization program all about that I was so excited about?
Well, I'll try. The credit sterilization has been in the beta stage for the last number of months, and we've had great success with it. And now it's going into, I don't know what word you use besides beta, but now it's going into full swing. The good news is the price has come down. It is now. Do what?
Before we get that, how long does it take to go through the process? How long does it take to go through the sterilization process?
The process takes 30 days or less, depending on how many negative things there are on a report as to how long it will take. Also, what kind they are.
And are there any items that are not included on the sterilization process?
Very important. In the beta stage, we said there were not, but there is. Bankruptcy and child support on a credit report cannot be removed through the sterilization program without an additional charge, which will be discussed with the client before we actually activate the whole sterilization for them, if they have a bankruptcy or a child support problem. So it will cost extra, and it is non-commissionable. The extra part is.
Okay. So how much does the cost to do the sterilization process itself?
It's $19.95. It's $2,000, but we call it $19.95, and it pays the standard commission.
Okay, so it started off, it was $2,500.
Correct.
And we've lowered the price down to $19.95 to make it reachable to more people. So, and then you already said that the standard agent gets his standard 10% commission. The pro agent gets 15% commission, so that's $200 for the standard agent. It's $300 for the pro agent, and the pro agent also gets $100 on every one of their standard agents that they have in their team. Is that correct?
That is correct. I do want everyone to understand that if we find a bankruptcy and or a child support problem on a credit report, that we will then notify the client, and they will have to pay extra or cancel the whole deal.
Okay.
And that is non-commissionable.
Okay, so then if that happens, and we've already invested an hour into the evaluation, do we charge anything for that hour?
We're going to withhold $50.
Okay, so it's very, very minor. Okay. So how long is the sterilization process good for?
It's good for 7 years.
And then what happens after 7 years?
After that, 99.9% of the companies that were involved with a negative report that was dropped, they will have gone on in life, and they're not paying any attention to some old report from 7 years ago. In other words, 99.9% of the time, nothing happens. It's gone.
Okay. So what's needed for the agent to get started with the process?
An application for the client.
And where do we get that?
And that right now, it's available from the Easy Financial office, from you. Very shortly, like today or tomorrow, it'll be available from me. And after that, hopefully the pro agents will have it downloaded in their system and can be using it.
Yeah, we're talking to pro agent, Easy Pro Agents.
Okay,
yes,
pro agent.
Easy yes. Pro Agent's going to have it right on their own desktop. It's going to be part of the information package that you want to keep. Okay, and so when does a client pay? When does the applicant pay for the service?
With the application.
Okay, so I guess we learned a few things in the beta program, that sometimes when you pay at the back end, catch me later, the operative word there is catch me.
Yes, from this point forward, the payment, and we haven't worked out the credit card part of that, but the payment by check or money order or funds wired has to be done with the application, plus a copy of the driver's license and a copy of a utility bill or bank statement, first sheet on a bank statement. It cannot be a picture of those things either. It has to be a copy. It has to be a copy made with a copy machine or one of those methods. If it's a picture, it won't work. So you can't use a camera to take a picture of your driver's license. It will not work.
All right. And so, where do they get the credit report? From
the same company that we use for funding, like the unsecured funding with Easy Financial, the same link that you had a while ago.
Okay.
With stabilization, it must be from that company. If it's not, we'll return it and ask them to get it from that company.
Okay. All right. Well, I really wanted everyone to understand that we're back in that business. We went through the beta testing. Beta testing means you learn what you don't know, and we learned a lot what we didn't know. And now we know what we know, and we're able to work much, much more professionally. And we want to kick this off because every single client should go through the credit restoration process. And those clients, because the higher your credit score, the better the deal you're going to get. But those people that have some major thing wrong with them, or maybe they're looking at a multi-million-dollar deal and they don't qualify, for those people, $2,000 will be a drop in a bucket. If they stand to make $1 million or even $100,000, $2,000 would be a drop in the bucket. So the 1995, Jeff is rounding it up to 2000. That 1995 will be a piece of cake for those people who desperately need it. For others that don't desperately need it, we have the credit restoration program, which is, we got the credit restoration program, which is only $189 down and $89 per month. So we have two definitely viable methods. This is for the people who want instantaneous action. They want it done in under 30 days. Jeff, last and final question. If it's really emergency, could they pay a little extra and get it pushed down to about 15 days?
Yes.
Okay.
But it is important for everybody to know that's on here right now and that listens to the recording and that we teach in the future. This is not a credit repair program.
Now, I get offended when people say, do you do credit repair?